So it looks like the Sam Bankman-Fried situation actually involves a whistleblower. And as you guys can see, this is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. These are court documents from the Supreme Court Commercial Division. This is an affidavit by Christina Roll. She's the executive director of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. So I'm going to look for the whistleblower's statements here. I think she had a teleconference with this individual. So it says here, officers of FTX Digital as registered with the commission are Ryan Salami. So this is the whistleblower. He was the chairman and director. Sam Bankman-Fried is the director, chief executive officer. Daniel is the secretary. And then there's like an assistant secretary. So there's more. We're really not going to go through this like piece by piece. I just wanted to share what the whistleblower had stated. There's also, looks like there is a letter here, an email. This is from Sam Bankman-Fried to Mr. Ryan Pinder, the Attorney General of the Bahamas. So we'll probably get back to this one because it looks like a lengthy email. So we'll come back to this. I just wanted to focus on what the whistleblower Ryan, so this is it right here. This is on page 9, teleconference with Ryan Salami. And it says, as stated above, Ryan is the chairman and director of FTX Digital. On the 9th of November, I had a call with Ryan, Allison Gibson, KC, in her capacity as local counsel on behalf of FTX Digital, and Ryan Miller, counsel for FTX USA, in an attempt to gather further information. The statements made by Mr. Salami exacerbated the need for the intervention of this honorable court on an urgent basis. Specifically, Mr. Salami advised that clients' assets, which may have been held with FTX Digital, were transferred to Alameda Research to cover financial losses of Alameda. Alameda and FTX Digital are related companies. That is, SBF is the beneficial owner of both. Wow, so that is probably so this is probably like before then Caroline Ellison or whatever her name is, the ex-girlfriend. At this point, she might as well be his ex-girlfriend because she practically put him under the bus by accepting that plea agreement. But this is how we learned about it through the like the SEC when they dropped their court documents, their lawsuit or whatever. So this had to come from this whistleblower. But let's read a little bit more here. I understand Mr. Salami during the call as advising the commission that the transfer of client assets in this manner was contrary to the normal corporate governance and operations of FTX Digital. Put simply, that such transfers were not allowed or consented to by their clients. Wow. Mr. Salami further advised that the commission that there were only 3 persons who had the necessary codes or passwords to transfer clients' assets to Alameda in this manner. That is, the founders of FTX, namely Sam Bankman-Fried, Nishad Singh, and I guess, that's Gary Wang. Given such actions may be deemed criminal, the commission has requested by way of letter dated 9th November 2022 that the Royal Bahamas Police Force carry out on an investigation relative to same at pages 36 to 37 of exhibit. So we'll get down to that one a little bit later. Appointment of provisional liquidator. In light of the foregoing, particularly the representation made by Mr. Salami, it is paramount that the commission protect the welfare of investors, creditors, and clients. So that's pretty standard. I mean, especially after this type of confession or testimony from Mr. Salami here. But I wanted to read this email. We had kind of scrolled by this earlier. This is SBF sent to Ryan Pinder. He's the Attorney General of the Bahamas, to which I was copied. I guess the person that made up this affidavit. And it says here, hi all. I'm really sorry about the delayed responses here. It's been a hectic week, but that's on me, myself, and Joe. Isn't Joe his father? Will be responsive going forward. And I'm also deeply sorry for ending up in this position in the first place. I'll give the answers I can give right now, and I'll try to get the others ASAP. Number one, right now we are focused on one thing, making customers whole. We are focusing exclusively on this week. We are ceasing all non-essential operations. Beyond that, I'm doing everything I can to try to do that, to do right by our customers. Two, I have not briefed the Securities Commission. I would be more than happy to have a phone call with you, the PM, and the SCB in the next few days to give a thorough overview of the situations. I am cautiously optimistic that we will be able to survive the turmoil and have enough liquidity for all customer withdrawals. That is my sole focus this week. I will keep you guys updated. We are investigating a more thorough answer to this question. We did not intend to, but are concerned that the poor risk management, as you saw, Bitcoin did not end up following through on their transaction. However, we are in the middle of a separate process to make users whole. We will know within a week if that comes through. So far, we have strong indications of interest that would be more than enough to cover all liquidity needs. We are working on confirming those. We are deeply grateful for what the Bahamas has done for us, deeply committed to it. We are also deeply sorry about this mess. As part of this, we have segregated funds for all Bahamians customers on FTX. I probably messed that word up. We would be more than happy to open up withdrawals for all custom Bahama customers on FTX so that they can tomorrow fully withdraw all their assets, making them fully whole. It's your call whether you want us to do this, but we are more than happy to and would consider it at the very least of our duty to the country, and could open it immediately if you reply saying you want us to. If we don't hear back, we'll do it tomorrow. Now, they mention all these exhibits. These court documents are like 50 pages long, so I just kind of scrolled by this corporate structure. So you got Sam Bankman-Fried and Alameda Research, LLC, Alameda Research Limited. And then there's Paperbird Incorporated, Elucid Way Limited, Antigua, minority shareholders, FTX Trading. So that's, I guess, corporate. And then here we got another breakdown, board of directors. So you got Samuel Bankman, he's the chairman. And then Ryan Salami, he's the CEO and president. So this is the guy that is the whistleblower. And based on what I read, I mean, he pretty much started this. I mean, he was kind of delayed. This is before, based on my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, this is before Caroline and Gary Wang had pleaded out. But they mentioned, like, there was some exhibit, I guess, on page 31. So this is page 19. Don't whatever you see on the top left corner, that is not the exact page. That's just like, it doesn't match up with the pages on the actual top center of the documents. So this is page 31 right here. So this actually looks like the email that I actually just read, part of the court document. So this is from Sam Bankman to Ryan Pinder. He's the Attorney General. And you guys can see here, CC'd as Joe Bankman. So I guess that's his father. I don't know. Who is that? Yeah, it looks like some emails back and forth. Thank you, Sam, Joe, Ryan. Please provide me with a brief and answers to the questions below so I can provide the Prime Minister an update. That is crazy when you have... But again, we're talking about a guy that managed like $30 billion or something crazy like that. And now you got to I guess, update the prime minister, who has to update the people. This is a big, messy, hot, chaotic mess at this point. So it looks like these are actually the answers that I was reading earlier, like the 6 different answers. These are actually the questions that the Attorney General was asking. So this is why, like, when I was reading those answers earlier, some of you might have been wondering, like, what was the question? Because all you got to see or heard is the answer. So these were the questions that were asked by the Attorney General to SBF. So number 1 was, has a decision been made on the operations of FTX DM in the Bahamas? If so, what are they? Number 2, has the Securities Commission been briefed on the matters affecting FTX and the effects on FTX DM, the regulated entity? If so, please forward that brief. What is the financial situation of Alameda at any time, especially in the recent months, and currently has any company in the corporate structure of FTX DM, inclusive of Alameda, leverage or expose client assets in any way and for any purpose? And I think that was his response, was like, for number 4, if I remember, I forgot what page it was on. It didn't seem like he had a real answer for this one, number 4. What are the time frames to complete the Binance transaction? Well, that went out the window, because Binance rejected them once they saw the balance sheet and how messy it was. So yeah, this was before. This is obviously that whistleblower Ryan Salami, and then I guess the SEC. Then I don't know who went first. Whether the feds. I don't know the exact timeline of things, but I know the SEC then dropped a lawsuit. And then we heard all about these plea deals. So I guess, yeah, it probably started with this guy, Ryan. And then now you got these 2 cooperating executives, Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang, willing to speak up to avoid jail time. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching.